me while I wear a few different hats today. My name is Reverend Dana Lightsey, and it's an honor to be with you this morning as we honor and celebrate the amazing and wonderful person of Shirley Rawson. And her legacy, by the way. And I know that this celebration also comes with heartache and grief for the loss of her. Clearly, she was a beautiful, kind, and unique spirit of light that touched each person here today. Unfortunately, I only had a chance to meet her a few times, but even just meeting her a few times, I could tell that that was true. She is loved and cherished by so many, and the impact of her life is carried on endless ripples across the fabric of life, beyond what any one of us can know. So, Shirley's life is over, but there is no doubt to me that she is still with us. Her legacy shines forth from each and every one of you. There are some people in the world who live their lives with the purpose of bringing more love and light into the world to shift the balance towards all that is good. And it seems to me that Shirley was one of those people. Am I right? Okay, just checking. I thought I was on the right track there. She understood and cherished, I'm guessing, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, beauty and harmony, teaching and learning, and especially love and compassion. And she didn't shy away from the challenges and lessons of life. Skydiving at the age of 90? Whoa. She reminds me of a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. We gain strength and courage and confidence by each experience in which we really stop to look fear in the face. We must do that which we think we cannot. We must do that which we think we cannot. Oh, I wish I had known her, but I very much look forward to hearing about her and celebrating her through your thoughts and your stories. As we remember her, celebrate her, and grieve the loss of her, remember that you are her legacy. You may be sad and feeling the loss completely because she was that important to you. For love, grief is the other side of love. And without the love, the grief would not be there either. And it's worth it, wouldn't you say? So if you are related to her, feel that shared DNA that runs through your veins. Feel that bond of love that is still with you, enriching every breath that you take. And if she was your friend, feel the memories surrounding you like a cozy blanket. You know, always warming you with her wisdom, love, and kindness. You are all made different and enriched and enlivened and endlessly blessed because Shirley was a part of your life. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, and Shirley's love is emanating through you. May you be comforted by this love, for it is not leaving you. And may this love continue to flow from you as you too bless this world. And I light our chalice for Shirley's spirit and for the love that she shared with each of you and far beyond. So I would like to invite us to sing together as we begin. Let us sing Spirit of Life, and sing through it a couple of times. Would you like to rise in body or spirit? As you may know, this was a bit of an impromptu service that we've put together because so many people were really grieving the loss of Shirley, and we need this for ourselves. We need this. Isn't that a great picture? Laura was kind enough to send me a bunch of pictures, so I wove them throughout the slides, and then we'll have a slideshow at the end. So I've put together, I'm going to depend on all of you to speak and tell us about Shirley. So we will take a few personal reflections, and then after we do that, we'll have some music, a few more personal reflections, some more music. We're really lucky to have our ukes playing today. So very, very much looking forward to our ukes sharing. So let us practice a bit of Quaker practice, where we're just going to be in quiet until someone feels like they're ready to speak, or their phone is ready to speak. That was perfect timing. And if you would like me to, just raise your hand and I will bring the microphone to you too. So other than that, we can just take a little quiet and, oh, Mim is ready.
Hi. Everyone in this room loved Shirley because Shirley loved everyone in this room. She was so good at that. I was looking up and realized that we both joined in the Makwa in the same year, 2003. So we were members for 21 years together. And whatever needed to be done, Shirley did. Whoever needed comfort, Shirley gave. Whenever we needed any hope, she was there and provided it, inspired it, She was on the search committee that generated Alicia Ford, which was another gift she gave to us. Her whole life was a gift to whoever needed whatever. And I am so glad that I know her. And I'm hoping that Clay is getting a picture of me on Zoom, because Marie Steen so wanted to be here. So I wanted her to see me so she knows that I'm representing one of her, Shirley's greatest fans, because Marie was blessed by Shirley. Actually, we all were. I probably should shut up now because I could keep talking for hours and hours. I'll hand the phone.
That's okay. Maybe we can all turn around and wave to Marie on camera. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Marie.
Glad you're joining us. She's waving back. Okay, very good. Very good. And we also have the capacity for, if anybody wants to share a few words that is on Zoom, we have the capacity to do that. So just let the Zoom host know that you would like to do that. So, okay. Others? Go. Yeah, that would be good. That would be ideal.
I'm Laura Rawson, Shirley's daughter. I've met a number of you over the years. And I first want to just say, on behalf of my whole family, my brothers Eric and Mark, my sister Josie, my father Don, how touched we were that you've chosen to hold this service for Mom. And I'm so glad to be able to be here. There are so many words to describe our mother, Shirley. Adventurous, kind, open-minded. I was just reminded to add fearless, full of energy, curious, selfless, extraordinary, and determined. She was determined to live fully, determined to suck all the marrow of life, to get out on walks nearly every day, taking in the beauty of trees and flowers, birds, the sky. Determined to care for my dad, even in the last weeks of her life. Determined to have new experiences. From skydiving at age 90, to receiving a new bodywork treatment that I had just learned, to reading the next book, trying that pork chop on a stick at the state fair, visiting that nearby lake she hadn't gotten to yet, the waterfalls, the zoo, the local concert and play. Determined to live fully. And when her energy and her marrow gave out that last week, determined to die quickly and consciously. She gave of herself freely, never expecting anything in return. It was simply what her life was, to give of herself. to her family, to her patients as a nurse, to the people she delivered meals to and drove around with Saint on appointments and errands, perhaps beyond when she should have been driving, perhaps. Giving herself to the world, to the causes of social justice and the good of all beings. This was at the end of her obituary. You might have seen that a couple of months ago she shared with my sister and me this affirmation that she would say every morning from Thich Nhat Hanh. Waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. And one last thing, when I was going through Mom's phone, looking at her photos that she had taken, and sometimes she would photograph a little saying that struck her and that she wanted to remember. And this is one, I don't know what the source is. One secret to a peaceful old age is learning to marvel that one has lived more than regret that one must die.
Nice. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. So beautiful.
How lucky you were, Laura, to be able to call her mom. I can't believe how, just seeing her picture, I thought I'd come here and she was such a joyful person that I thought, well, this won't be hard. It's really hard. And your words were just, you've done it. I mean, and ma'am, the things you've said, there's nothing else that I can say that would describe or sum up Shirley. But so what I want to do is share with you, there's gobs more, but I want to share with you some of my favorite times that I spent with her. One was, and I have no idea whether Karen Brock would be able over in where she is to be zooming in.
She's in Nepal,
but
right?
Karen drove up to, I think it was the retreat, a women's retreat. and Karen's son was along, Ian, and then Shirley and I. And we just had the most amazing conversations driving up to this retreat. And it was so fun to hear Shirley recount her love story and many things, because most of you know, I mean, unless you got her off to talk to her, she was very quiet also, almost shy. But we had a wonderful, wonderful drive up to through the back roads to the retreat. And then another time, it was a Namakwa event when we took our boats and kayaks and anything that would row on water. And I don't know why, but I was shocked that Shirley was there, paddling her canoe. I think she had to borrow one. But that was an amazing time. Were any of the rest of you there? And some of you, yeah. And in fact, I took a picture of her at that event that I absolutely love. It might have been that same straw hat she had on in that first picture, but I captured a great picture of her and I just love it. I treasure it, I'll keep it. And another thing that I loved doing with Shirley was when we used to do the meals at Community of Christ Church. Was that Angel House? Was that what it was called, for Angel House or something? And I loved signing up when Shirley was going to help, because again, it was another opportunity to spend time with her and visit, and another way to just watch how she gave of herself. And then I would go places and it was like, oh, there's Shirley, like when I went in to get a mammogram. She's sitting at the desk volunteering, and I just treasure all of, like I said, there's many more, but times that I had with her, I will always treasure. I think about her as being, who's that character that was it Jiminy Cricket that they've had on their shoulder? For me, it's going to be Shirley Rawson. I'm going to keep her on my shoulder when I get discouraged or if I find I'm being too negative, and I'll conjure up Shirley on my shoulder. So
Nice.
thank you.
How about we'll take one more and then we'll do a little music. And then we'll have more time for personal reflections. Thank you.
Hi. One of the things I remember about Shirley is years ago at one of our auctions, Clay Benton offered to take a snowshoeing trip. Well, I had never been snowshoeing, so Mickey and I signed up because we were new to Colorado. So anyway, Shirley shows up and I think, well, I'm bigger than she is and I'm younger than she is. This will be just fine. However, she outmarched both Mickey and me. Clay was able to keep up with her, but we other two weren't. And I'm sorry that Mickey can't be here, but he was in the class that learned, they were writing their own biographies. And he wouldn't tell me what Shirley had said because the class was private. And he is one who is a rule follower, so I never knew, but I know that it meant so much to him to learn more about her because she was a total joy. So we will miss her.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to invite our Ukes to play Turn, Turn, Turn. And I thought this picture was perfect for that, don't you?
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to love, a time to be. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a
a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, there is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven, and a time for every purpose under heaven.
Other reflections? How about Sally and then Els? Is that good?
Shirley was one of my first welcoming presence when I came here in '05. So as Mary said, Shirley had been a member, it sounds like 4 years, and I was new here. And I was really new. I moved here by myself. My kids were going out of school. They were nowhere around, no family. My job was actually in Greeley, but I was living in Loveland, so I knew nobody. But I found this church, and Shirley, as I said, was one of the first people there. And I just remember her warmth and her interest in me. She had genuine curiosity about people. She really wanted to know their stories. And in fact, after I told her sort of a few basic details, she very quickly asked me to join the pastoral care team. She was the chair at that time. Well, that's the first time I really got involved, and man, that was the start. I've had quite a history since then, but Shirley was the start. She came up to me way before I thought I was ready to volunteer for that. Now, that wasn't an issue. She did that. But the story of Shirley that I most appreciate, in addition to the skydiving one, which is just marvel, I can't imagine that, was when she told me about some of her work with the Red Cross and how she went to New York after 9/11. Now, you may remember there were not any wounded after 9/11. Everybody was either dead or away from it. So I'm like, well, you were a nurse. There wasn't, who did you take care of? What did you do? She went door to door of the displaced folks who lived around the World Trade Center and now were in stranger New York neighborhoods. Do you have your medication? Do you know where to get groceries? How can I help you transition to this abrupt change in your life, because the homes around the World Trade Center were destroyed as well? So that's what I appreciated, Shirley. She found a way to be helpful in ways that I don't know how to invent, but she was there, she was giving, and she was caring for people throughout her life. Thank you, Shirley. It's Laura.
Good. Thank you. I got it. Just adjust that. There you go.
Shirley was my best friend. I met her through Will. Will met her at Meals on Wheels, came home and said, I met a fantastic different woman. Oh, she's special. Okay, you know. So then he went on, yeah, well, if you come to Meals on Wheels, we do that. Well, I was still working, I couldn't do it yet, but then 2 years later, I did, and I met Shirley. And somehow we clicked. We started talking, but we never stopped. We never stopped. She lived close to my house, and so we were in and out quite frequently, and was there when Dawn started not coming out of the bedroom anymore, and but how she felt about that, and you know, all these kind of things. And we just talked and talked, and she told me lots of things about her life, and I told her lots of things about mine, and I always wanted to be like her. I really tried, but it's hard. I can't be that good. I can't be that good. She had lots of friends. Everybody knew her, and I'm much more. No, I don't have that many friends. She was my friend. But everybody said everything how she is and was, and I can't add to that anymore.
Thank you. Thank you, Els. You're good.
Hi, I'm Pete. Shirley and I knew each other for quite a number of years, and she was a wonder. She was always volunteering for this project or that project here at church. And just as a follow-up to what Sally was saying, we had some function, I forget what it was, that we were working on when 9/11 happened. And she came to me and said, Pete, I'm not going to be able to finish this. I've got to go to New York City. And she explained what she was going to do. I said, Shirley, go, you're needed. You are needed there, and I'll take care of the rest. And, oh, no, I got to do both. I said, Shirley, go. And that was just Shirley. I mean, she was always giving to everybody. The other little story that I remember was John and Marcia wanted to go on a hike up into the Comanche wilderness area. And Shirley decided that she wanted to go too. So we got up there and we hiked up to this lake, and we were having a good night and everything. And all of a sudden that night, the weather changed. And we had almost 6 inches of snow on top of the tent and everything. And didn't faze Shirley at all. Didn't faze her a bit. She just got in there, worked, packed everything up, and hiked right on out, and was all the way down the trail. She was wondering, Pete, are you okay? Are you making it? That was Shirley, and I love her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nobody's mentioned yet, but my best opportunity to be with Shirley was when Namaqua were nomads traveling between school gymnasiums or the community center, and how many places did we hold services before we finally got a building? But Shirley was just the rock that held us together for having coffee hour and some snacks after our services. And so I often helped her load up all that coffee equipment because we couldn't store it at a lot of the places we were at. So we had to put it in some big crates and things, and she'd put it in her car and she'd haul it home, she'd haul it back the next week. And that was just incredible how important even simple things like that were to her, and how she just radiated her love and caring for things like that too, not just the huge important things that we were doing, but little things like making sure we had a little time together to visit and share some coffee and snacks. So yeah, those were the times when I and Shirley had some really good times together.
Hello, this is Marcia. Are we on? Good morning.
Yeah, one moment, we're working on getting,
Okay.
this sound up for you, Masha.
Okay, thank you.
So let's go. I don't know, it should be showing up normally with you.
Testing, testing, testing.
No, that's gonna bring everything. Let's see, I think it's gonna be in keep going, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I think we've got you. Want to try again?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. John and I were especially happy to be able to Zoom in today, because Shirley was very important to us. A couple of things I was going to mention have already been mentioned. The llama packing trip that Pete mentioned was quite an adventure, and Shirley was a trooper. And that was a special time. The other thing I remember a lot was making coffee. I used to be in charge of it, and I'm not even a coffee drinker. So I definitely appreciated that Shirley would help with that. And I also remember that one of the first programs Namakwa presented to the public at the library was about her. She talked about her experiences in New York at 9/11 and how significant that was and how meaningful that was. And the other thing about Shirley that no one has mentioned yet is that she and John shared a birthday. September 25th was a special day for both of them. And here with John's 80th birthday coming up later, well, in about a month, we will definitely have her in mind too as we celebrate. So we miss Shirley, and we were happy to have lived in the neighborhood and would see her when we were both walking dogs, or would stop in, and it was always a delight to talk to them and to learn more about her. And Don was in military intelligence like John, so we had long conversations with both of them and missed them both. So thank you.
I really like saying happy birthday to Shirley, because then she would say happy birthday back to me.
Thank you. Do we need to do something to unmute or whatever?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, great, thank you.
So I hadn't known Shirley as long as a lot of you, but when we first started coming to the church 7 years ago, we had an instant connection because we were both from Iowa. And Don, as you may know, was a professor at Iowa State where I went to school, so that was a nice connection. But when she was about to move, this is a story similar to Sally's about how good a recruiter she was. So she was taking care of a lot of people, as you've all said. And one of the ones that she was concerned about because she was leaving was Marie Steen. So she called me and recruited me to go. I had never met Marie, recruited me to keep tabs on Marie. And now Marie and I have become very good friends. We play the ukulele together. But that's how far her concern went. So even after she left, she really wasn't going to take no for an answer. I can tell you that. So, but it was a blessing for Marie and myself.
Can you, there we go, okay. So this is from Josie. She says, I'm Josie, one of Shirley's kids. Just want you all to know how much our mom adored her UU friends there. So much and for so many years. According to her, you folks like to get into good trouble. Her spiritual home was her spiritual home there anchored her life. And she built her days around this fellowship, even more so as our pop, her husband, stayed in. What else? I have to say that we, her children, also could never keep up with her. Simply put, Shirley was always a seeker. We're so grateful to all of you for keeping her company on the adventures. Big love to you.
Gifts, and Shirley was not a simple person, but she had a simple way of giving and loving and hearing another's mind before she spoke her own, and that's why this song is so appropriate. Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, and by turning, we come out right. 'Tis a gift to be knowing, 'tis a gift to be kind, 'tis a gift to wait and hear another's mind. When we speak our feelings, it may come out true. 'Tis a gift for me and a gift for you. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, and by turning, we come out right.
Thanks to our Ukes. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And my guess is that Marie Steen was at home playing along with you. So, Marie, we could hear you blending in. I would like to share with you a meditation called We Remember Her. And if you want to respond with each sentence that I share with we remember her. So I invite us now to just settle into our breath and referring again to Thich Nhat Hanh, breathing in, I know that I am breathing in, and breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. And appreciating the gift of this present moment. At the rising of the sun and at its going down, we remember her. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember her. At the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember her. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember her. At the rustling of the leaves in the beauty of autumn, we remember her. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember her. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember her. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember her. When we have joy and we yearn to share, we remember her. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember her. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember her. As long as we live, she too will live, for she is now a part of us as we remember her. Now we're going to have a slideshow, and there's a very special piece of music that is accompanying this slideshow. And Laura, I wonder if you wouldn't mind just telling us about it. I could, but I think it might be better if you do. Yeah.
Most of you will recognize this song, Everything is Holy Now. And it was one of my mom's favorite songs. And earlier this summer, my brother Eric's wife, Callie Cardamon, recorded a version of this for my mother. And we played it to her, she played it to herself, and we played it to her a number of times the last weeks of her life, and played it to her, Callie, the evening before she left the planet, and she it just spoke what was important to her. And thank you, Callie, for recording it, and Eric.
Oh, is it not loading? Could you start it over? And is that full screen? Sorry.
When I was a girl each week, Sunday we would go to church. attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Well, that would be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything's holy now. Everything's holy now.
Yeah, it's great. Could do it again. Yeah. Such a beautiful song. And Callie is so beautiful singing it. Thank you. That's okay, Katie. We're, we're grateful for all your help, and if we could share some gratitude for our tech crew up here. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Very grateful. And thank you for Cherry playing piano today, and our new ukes, and yeah, thank you. So I invite us to stand up and connect with each other as we close our service. If you'd like to rise. And if you feel comfortable holding hands or putting your hand on someone's shoulder or embodying our connection with each other in our community. Here we go. I'm kind of imagining, I know it's a funny shape, but I'm kind of imagining we're creating a container right now that is holding Shirley. And I'm thinking of all the things we want to do is to send her on her way with all of the love that you have for her and in gratitude for all the love that she gave you. So I think I will just sing the Irish blessing. May the road rise with you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, may love hold you in the heart.